lot of things that are important for our customers, and when we go back to our customers, we ask them on how we can be a better bank for them, and we get a lot of feedback. And then we analyze, we look at our capabilities, we look at customer needs, and based on that thing, we come up with new products, new processes, and new technologies are introduced in the bank. And today, I'm very happy to be here to talk about something which I believe will change the way we do banking, not just in Kenya or in Barclays, but around the world. And to me, it is a very important day for us, because I believe that the journey that we have started on, where we want Barclays Kenya to be the go-to bank, in not just in Kenya but in the world, I think this will help us achieve that. And this is not the first time that Barclays has introduced new technologies or new products in the market. And I would really like to go back in time and talk about the thing which we call as ATM, which is now taken for granted for any bank, small, big, whatever, that ATM is a part and parcel of banking. But if we go back in time, when I joined Barclays, I was told that Barclays was the first one to put up an ATM. And I was not too sure. I doubted it. So I went to my closest friend, Mr. Google, and I wanted to really go and see that is it true or not. And when I investigated, I found out that actually the first ATM that was ever introduced was in 1939 in US by some US bank. So I was very disappointed. I said, oh, I've been hearing the wrong thing. So I investigated it further and to find out what are the functionalities. So actually what was called the ATM in US in 1939 was a box in which you could come and drop your notes and currencies. And it was called an ATM, but it was not really an automated ATM. So it was just a big box with, I think, some locks so that people can't take it away. And it was called ATM. But the real ATM was actually introduced by Barclays. The first ATM that was tested was in 1960 in UK. And for the next 6-7 years, it was tested. So it was actually commercially put it in 1967, I think some 18th June or something. So when we go back to our technology colleagues and say that they take too much time, just wonder that they tested it in 1960 and only commercial viability came in 7 years. So I think we are doing better. Today in US or in continent America, about 8 to 9% of the transactions or the access to the internet is being done through mobile devices. The rest of it is all through the computers. Okay, the ratio is very different for a continent like Africa, where we crossed 15%, and I think we are only second to Asia, which is around 17-18%. And again, and the time period is very short. In the next 2 years, it is expected that there will be more internet access through mobile devices than through the desktop devices. Now, these include obviously our iPads, but primarily we are talking about phones, and primarily we are talking about smartphones. And that's what we wanted to introduce and be the first one in this market to introduce a technology which will not just serve us today, but serve us for a long time. Yes, the world is moving fast, so there will be modifications and additions to this service. And there are a host of things that we are already working on. And in the next 4 to 5 months, you will see a lot of functionalities that we'll add onto this one.
Once you've clicked on the icon, that's what you will see. So the benefit of the functionalities that we then have is, first of all, you're able to log in and be able to check your account details outside Barclays. Or waiting for your statement to see your details, you can actually be able to see it on this application. And maybe just to highlight something small, even before you log in, you can actually see the number of things that you can achieve without necessarily logging in. The first is under the ATM and branch locator. What that does is you're able to know where our ATMs are, our branches, you can know where our branches are. You can even know the opening hours of our branches. So assuming with us, and then obviously if you have any issues, you're able to contact us. So.